So good day everyone. Today lessons is about the 7 basic quality tools. And so let's get started by providing the general usage definition of the 7 basic quality tools. Officially, the 7 basic quality tools are a group of highly efficient proven tools developed by many different quality gurus. Some of those gurus include names like Phillips Crosby, Dr. Edward Demings, and notably Dr. Ishikawa, who was ultimately given credit for the development of the group of the 7 basic quality tools. As implies in the name, there are 7 tools in the group. Set the tools assist organization in understanding their process, product, and system, and then providing a means of improving those processes, products, and systems. The 7 tools are the process map, which may be a flow process chart or a simple process chart. The control chart, also known as process control chart. The Pareto chart or the Pareto diagram. The cause and effect diagram, commonly referred to as a fishbone diagram for its fish-like resemblance, or Ishikawa diagram after the founder Kaoru Ishikawa. The histogram, the chat sheet, and the last but not least, the scuttle chart. Well, now that we understand a little bit about who developed the 7 basic quality tools and just what those tools are, let's look a little closer at each one of these important tools. Well, if you recall from our list earlier, the first of the 7 basic tools is the process map. The process map is used to help employees and organizations understand the finite details and obtain a thorough description of the process that's been applied to. The other very important aspect of a process map is to visually identify the process or system that it has been used on. Officially, the process map can take or be defined as a diagram of the flow of production process or service process through a system, and standard symbols are often used to designate processing flow, direction, branching, decision, and inputs and outputs. There are various ways to formulate a process map. Some include gathering a team of subject matter experts and analysts to use post-it notes, individually listing the process steps and laying them out in sequence on a wall. Another way would be to use digital applications such as Visio, Excel, or even SigmaFlow. Okay, the next tool in the 7 basic tool set is a control chart. Officially, the control chart can be defined as a graphical comparison of the process performance in the current state with predetermined standards or control limits. The illustration shown here shows a control chart. As you can see, the center line represents an established mean value. Additionally, the UCL or upper control limits and the LCL or lower control limits to find the desired level of control on the chart. In general, all data is input into the chart template, and the chart populated reading within LCL and the UCL control limits. You could assume the process variation was under control. Now that we understand the process flow, an event identify as many flaws in the process as possible. The next step might be to conduct a Pareto analysis. Conducting a Pareto analysis will help place each of the issues and flaws into categories based on the characteristic you will establish. Pareto law is a concept defined by the Italian economist Fredo Pareto. It states that a small percentage of a group will usually have the largest impact. In other words, the 80-20 rules, as it's sometimes referred to, suggest that most effects come from relatively few causes. The general assumption is that 80% of the effects come from about 20% of the possible causes. The next tools we will talk about is the cause and effect diagram. The cause and effect diagram is one of the most common and well-known quality tools available, developed by Dr. Ishikawa. The cause and effect diagram is a method of linking and organizing factors that affect an issue or problem being investigated. The ultimate goal of the cause and effect diagram is to identify all of the possible causes of an effect and investigate further with the intention of discovering root causes. The cause and effect is commonly paired with the 5 why analysis to discover root causes. The idea is when a root cause is eliminated, you can prevent the issues from happening again and bringing the process back into conformance. The next tool in our set of 7 basic quality tools is the histogram. The histogram is another bar graph which looks similar to the Pareto, but is used to display the frequency of distribution for elements and data such as temperatures, wave, and oftentimes dimension in the process. The histogram will show the amount of variation along with the range of variation within a process. As you can see in this example, the frequency is shown on the y-axis and the range of variation are shown on the x-axis. The next tools in our set of 7 basic quality tools is a check sheet. And the check sheet is oftentimes a great place to start improvement initiative. The reason is the check sheet are simple and easy to use tools for summarizing occurrences of specific events through tally counting. And one important thing to keep in mind when creating a check sheet is that the team members who are creating the check sheet have ample amount of time to create and gather accurate data. The last of the 7 basic tools is the scatter chart. The scatter chart has a few different names and it is sometimes referred to as cross plot, scatter diagram, or scatter plot. The tool is used to show the relationship between two variables. The diagram has a horizontal or x-axis and a vertical or y-axis to represent the two variables being tested. The y-axis is generally a dependent variable. Specifically, it is more often than not the one that changes in relationship to the variable in the x-axis. As shown here, if you were to draw a line diagonally from the interior corner of the graph to the upper right hand portion of the graph, it would reveal that the points are fairly close together and furthermore show a trend moving upward and to the right. This means that an increase in the y may be dependent upon an increase in the x, and therefore, if x can be controlled, there is a good possibility that y can be controlled too. In other words, one task may in fact be linked to the other. Alright, so that's a wrap for today, and I hope you guys can understand about these 7 basic quality tools and trying to utilize it in the future to resolve the problem that you face. And thank you.